We constantly keep an eye on our bank account so that our check does not bounce. But we are unaware of our cholesterol and do not pay attention to the bounced check of our life. Let's look together. What is cholesterol? Where does it come from? What is it good for? And when does it become a trouble? I hope this material is useful for you, and let's see each other again. In this channel, we deal with topics related to physical and mental health, of course without scary and baseless warnings or groundless promises of immediate improvement. Before anything else, we should know that cholesterol is not our enemy. Rather, it is a friend without whom we cannot live, although we must say that this friend of ours is a bit difficult and we must behave appropriately with him. The strength of cell walls, the process of absorbing vitamin D, and the building of important hormones like estrogen and testosterone are none possible without the presence of cholesterol. Cholesterol is so important for us that the body itself produces about 80% of it in the liver to reduce the risk of its deficiency and absorbs the rest from the food we eat. Our issue with cholesterol is not being or not being, but balance. The balance between good and bad cholesterol, which we talk about. Cholesterol, like any other fat, does not dissolve in water, which is the main constituent of our blood. For this reason, the body has built a smart transport system, lipoproteins, that act like trucks carrying cholesterol. And there are two types. LDL, whose job is delivering the liver's products to our cells, and because it has a role in clogging our vessels, it is known as bad cholesterol. And HDL, whose job is the opposite. It returns extra cholesterol to the liver for reuse or disposal, and because it helps clean the vessels, it is known as good cholesterol. Up to here, and in theory, everything is excellent. Our body makes the cholesterol that is vital for us and absorbs its deficit from food. Then it sends it with its own special system to the cells for consumption and collects and disposes of its extra. As long as this system works correctly, we live our lives happy and smiling. Problems start when the balance of this system gets disturbed. Excess in consuming sugar and fat, lack of sleep, or long-term and stable stress, and also our genetic status, can cause overproduction of cholesterol. But the liver does not have a warehouse and enters this extra production immediately into the bloodstream. As a result, our blood LDL goes up and the cholesterol transport path, meaning our vessels, face the first problem, which is traffic. On the other hand, our cells absorb cholesterol only as much as their need, and the trucks whose load is not accepted wander aimlessly and make the path traffic heavier. On the other hand, the vulnerability of these trucks under the influence of external factors makes the problem double. In medicine, this subject is raised as the oxidation of lipoproteins. Smoking, air pollution, and long-term and continuous lack of sleep cause these trucks to lose their efficiency and even break down before reaching the destination, and the path becomes even denser. As a result, the most vital path of our life faces traffic. Now, the good cholesterol must come and collect these extras, but with this volume of extra work, HDL cannot do its job correctly, and if its function is disrupted, then collecting all this waste is not possible for them at all. The factors of disrupting the function of good cholesterol are low mobility, unsuitable nutrition, or long-term stress. The final result? A lot of waste and incomplete collection, which leads to narrowing and clogging of the path. This is the same process of vessel clogging that can cause chest pain, heart attack, or even stroke. Until here, we saw how the dark part of the story forms and why it is so important. Now I deal with the light of hope and the existing ways. In the path of passing through this problem, nutrition, mobility, calmness, and monitoring are our most important tools. The first step is changing our plate. Small changes and replacement of fruit items can have a wonderful result, and it is also very simple. Whole grain bread instead of white bread, fresh fish, chicken, or turkey instead of processed meats, vegetable butter or olive oil instead of butter, boiled or grilled foods instead of fried ones, and using more colorful fruits and vegetables. Mobility raises the body's metabolism and consumes a part of the extra cholesterol. 10 to 15 minutes of fast walking a day, 2 sessions of light exercise per week, stairs instead of elevator, and bicycle instead of car help us a lot. Stress and nightly insomnia raise the production of cholesterol. Lack of sleep in addition to this damages the outgoing trucks and has a double harmful effect on the body. Turning off the phone half an hour before sleep, sleeping and waking at a fixed hour, a short walk in the open air, listening to calm music, and a few minutes of chat with a close friend all have a positive effect on our stress level. So, mobility and calmness are two strong tools. One prevents excessive production and the other consumes the extra cholesterol. And as for monitoring, here the best work is regular blood tests. Your doctor, by reviewing the test results, can guide you to the right path. In short, an important index exists. Good cholesterol must be at least twice the triglycerides. Otherwise, one must be concerned. Doctors recommend that if you have a family history or high-risk symptoms, start the checkup from about 16 years old and then repeat it once every 3 years. Otherwise, from about 20 years old onwards, perform the checkup once every 5 years. Sometimes with all the changes we give in lifestyle, the cholesterol number is still high. Now we must also take help from medicines. This is where the treating doctor may prescribe statins. Statins prevent extra production of cholesterol in the liver and bring the LDL down. These medicines have been used for years, and it is proven that they reduce the risk of heart attack and stroke. Of course, medicine is always the last stage. Consuming statins can be accompanied by side effects. For that reason, it should not be started or stopped arbitrarily. Let's remember, medicine is a supplement to lifestyle, not its replacement. Everything we said until here somehow relates to everyone, but some groups must be more careful than others. Pregnant women. In pregnancy, the body makes more cholesterol so that the fetus grows, but this can raise the risk of vessel clogging for the mother. Regular checkup and a balanced diet have great importance. The elderly. With increasing age, HDL becomes weaker and deposits accumulate, and the risk of stroke doubles. Here, light mobility and constant monitoring find more importance. Children with family history. If your family has a history of high cholesterol, from childhood the liver may produce extra cholesterol. Early testing and healthy habits prevent big problems. Diabetics and heart patients. Diabetes turns sugar into fat and raises LDL, which causes faster deposition. Attention to medicines and lifestyle must be taken seriously. So, cholesterol is a part of our life, and ignoring it is not wise. With attention and care, we can reduce the possible damages. Our health depends on ourselves to a large extent, and right decisions can be a big help. I hope the contents of this video have been useful for you. Take a step for yourself today. Go out alone or with family, enjoy life, and take care of yourself.